That's right. Well, Apple has unveiled not one, but two new iPhones. Now, if the response on social media is any indication, fans in the U.S. may not be that excited. But could a lower-priced, hard plastic model help the company become more competitive in places like China?
And when you pick up and hold the iPhone 5C for the first time, you're going to be blown away about the quality of it and how rigid and great it feels in your hand.
People used to buy Apple because it was the cool must-have item. If they go too cheap, it's not going to be the item that everybody's clamoring and aspiring for.
Now, Apple is trying to lure customers from rival Samsung. The South Korean company held almost 1/3 of the smartphone market in the second quarter, while Apple had about 14%. For more on Apple's shiny new toys, here's a story from Mark New.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Looking to change the game, Apple parted from its traditional and long-standing black and white iPhone look by adding a touch of color.
This is iPhone 5C.
Available in 5 colors with different colored cases too, Apple also breaks from tradition by making the 5C a budget iPhone composed primarily of plastic and reinforced steel. The 16-gigabyte base model starts at $99, which is $100 cheaper than the typical iPhone pricing. But Apple went a step further in its non-traditional ways by unveiling a second iPhone at the same event, this one its top-of-the-line iPhone 5S, which also comes in 3 colors. The phone has Apple's new A7 chip, which is 64-bit instead of 32, which means it's twice as fast as the previous generation.
This is the first ever in a phone of any kind. I don't think the other guys are even talking about it yet. Now, the PC world went through a transition from 32-bit to 64-bit, and it took years. Today, you're going to see that Apple is going to move the system forward, the mobile computing system, from 32 to 64-bit in one day.
In 64-bit, I mean, that could be a really big deal in the future. I mean, that's something that no competitors are even close to working on at this point. So I think the ramifications of that are still sort of yet to be seen as to how the market takes advantage of that and developers. But overall, I think they've come out and said, hey, look, we've done a lot with this phone. We've sort of broken the traditional model that we have, and now we have an even more robust lineup for consumers and global consumers than they have before.
The iPhone 5S also includes another first for a smartphone, fingerprint recognition technology called Touch ID, which not only allows one-touch access to the phone, but also one-touch access for downloading apps and music from the iTunes Store.